Hi, this is Ron Schuler.
Yes, it is.
And
Happy New Year, Natalie.
Thank you very much. And I'm just honored to have you with me today in the Legislative Building on Broadway. This is the real Broadway, right?
This is it.
This is the
real show.
The real show.
New York has nothing on
us
here.
No, we sing, we dance.
You got to be a question period to see the real show.
The real show, yeah. But it's not as much of a real show as it was in the days, in the 80s. If you remember Harry Enns, that was the show. That you guys have toned down.
You know what? We have.
Yeah.
And politics has changed a lot since then.
I think you need to tone up.
Well, even the media coverage here is grim. Like, the media gallery used to be full. Now if you get 2-3 media in the gallery, starting with question period, you're lucky, and by the end it's empty. I mean, the media focus is not as much on politics as it used to be in the country. The feeling is in TV stations that politics just doesn't sell.
Well, it all depends how you put the politics across. Your federal leader, Steven Harper, used to be dull, dry, and gray. And then he started playing the piano and talking to Rick Mercer and showing that he has some humor.
So are you our Rick Mercer?
I think he's fabulous. I never knew who he was, actually, till somebody pointed him out to me not that long ago. So I love humor.
He's got a great sense of humor.
And who doesn't love? I think this is he's on the CBC, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And so who doesn't
Rick
love?
Mercer
And who doesn't love Red Radio as a former?
You know what? I do watch CBC News, so
listen,
you got to know what the enemy's thinking. And
you have to, because, I need to tell you, but a former friend of mine in the Conservative Party used to get up every morning and turn on Red Radio, and that's I think, the Bible of Canada, and I think that your federal leader, Steven Harper, knows how to work it.
He's done a very good job.
Yeah. The question I have, why I brought up Steven Harper, is why did you guys not bring him in for your provincial election?
I don't know, Natalie. I don't have the answer for that. Maybe he decided that he didn't want to be part of the campaign. The Prime Minister usually doesn't come into a province where there's an election and do politics. They tend to stay out of it. So I don't know what the answer to that is.
Do you think he was asked?
I'm not too sure. And if he would have been asked, I'm not sure he would have come.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's a very interesting thing. He's done so well.
I don't know if a Prime Minister who's ever sort of involved himself in a provincial campaign.
Jean Chrétien. Yes, he came for Sharon Carstairs, and look what happened with her. She almost became Premier. And speaking of Sharon Carstairs and the Liberal Party, since they tanked, how in the world are you guys going to get back in if you need them?
Well, yeah. I'm probably one of the people who believes that politics is it's a science, not an art. And so if you go look at the numbers, if you're a political scientist, you will see, for instance, Sterling Lyon won a big majority when there was a plummeting of the Liberal vote. And
really?
Same thing with Gary Filmon. So I don't know.
No, Gary Filmon did, because
the first election with the minority, they were strong, and then they plummeted after that, and he won his biggest majority in '95 with a declining Liberal Party. So I think it's more than just the Liberals. I don't think we can cast a vote and try to blame our losses on others. I think we have to look at what we do.
You think that even if they keep tanking, that you don't really need them?
We better figure out how to win on our own and not focus on what others are doing. Because if we're going to rely on the Liberals or the NDP or anybody else for our win, we're in trouble. Well, we have to look at what we do and how we're going to craft a victory. And we've got a solid 3.5 years to do that. But
you don't have a solid 3.5 years till your nomination meeting for a new leader. And that's a big deal.
It is.
And you did a fabulous job when you ran.
You know what is? I think we were shocked by the result.
I wasn't. I predicted it.
Yeah. Well, Natalie, you're better at this, obviously,
than
I am. Maybe Natalie Pollock should be the MLA for St. Paul, because you know what? I just didn't see that result coming, and I don't think most politicians in the province did. Did they see, a massive Conservative majority? Probably not. They maybe saw a NDP minority or less seats, maybe a Conservative minority. They didn't see just the status quo. And so I think for the Conservatives, it's been healthy to take a couple of months off to just try to figure out where you're at and what's happening. Now it's time to start looking at the whole leadership race, and I think that's healthy.
Okay, thank you very much.